Hello, my name is Ryan Kurzak. I'm the author of Kriya Yoga, Continuing the Lineage of Enlightenment. And in this series, I want to go over some basic guidelines and principles to get the most out of your Kriya practice. And this will actually be applicable to anyone's spiritual practice because the principles are really all the same. Kriya Yoga is just a branch or a division of a way to experience self-realization. And it's based on consistent methods of meditation, of self-inquiry, trying to live a balanced life, and attuning our consciousness to the rest of us, to our higher self. And I don't perceive a difference. There's no God out there and me in here, or there's no separation between what we see and what we are. It's all a manifestation of one infinite consciousness. And through the practice of effective meditation techniques in Kriya Yoga, we can see this. Now, personally, I've been practicing the techniques that I learned from a student of Paramahansa Yogananda since August of 2000. I've been doing them every day. It's been one of the main focuses of my life. And I was authorized to teach in 2005, July of 2005, which I've been doing since then, sometimes more publicly, sometimes more privately. But we can learn how to walk this path just by learning some basic principles. And the first thing we have to know how to do is meditate. And by meditation, we need to set aside time every day to allow our consciousness to clear. Whether we practice breath awareness meditation, self-inquiry, or mantra, or a combination of all three, we need to get on a regular schedule where we're doing this every day. Because the more often we do it, we refine our nervous system. We actually change the functioning and the structure of our brain. We change the energy system within our body. We attune to higher consciousness, higher vibrations. We're more aware of what we really are, beyond just a body, a name, and a form. And that's just by simple practice of sitting down every day, using our mantra, using our pranayama, using our self-inquiry. Now, the problem that a lot of people experience with meditation is that they don't know how to give all of their attention to the practice, or they think that they're doing it poorly when really they're just doing what needs to be done. When you first sit to meditate, the mind can get distracted. We can have all of these things going through, memories, emotions, feelings. And that's okay, because those things have to be cleared out. And the only way you clear them out is by sitting there quietly, practicing your technique, letting them run through without any kind of attachment, and that essentially empties your mind. And depending on your life, who you are, what you do, your mind might be more cluttered than other people. The more TV you watch, the more social involvements you have, the more interests you have, the more music you listen to, that adds more stuff to the mind. And so that can give more things to clear up. So when you're sitting to meditate, if you can do it in such a way that you are patient and you let things rise and fall, and you do it consistently, and you try to minimize distractions within your life, then eventually over the months, years, decades, you can sit in meditation very calmly, very quietly, aware of nothing but just your pure conscious self, which is just awareness, beingness, you could say. And that can take a long time, so you need to keep doing it every single day. Now with Kriya Yoga, we need to see, why are we practicing this? The ultimate goal, the ultimate aim of Kriya Yoga practice is for self-realization, liberation of our consciousness, freedom from the wheel of birth and death. That's the ultimate goal. And some people do get on the path for that reason. However, some people get on the Kriya Yoga path, or any spiritual path, meditation path, because they're trying to avoid pain or get away from pain. Now, meditation can help that because it helps organize your system, your body, your brain, your energy system. It helps get you on a routine schedule. But those are more side benefits that occur. In order to practice any kind of spirituality, Kriya Yoga or otherwise, well, you have to get your life in order, which is why, if I recall correctly, when students would approach Sri Yukteswar and ask him to be their teacher, he would ask them if they got along well with their family and if they could provide for themselves, had good resources, were mentally and emotionally peaceful. And if they said no to any of those, he would tell them to go take care of that first. And why is that the case? Because higher spiritual practices aren't meant primarily to make this life glorious or a heaven on earth. It's not the goal. Spiritual practices are for individuals who have gotten things in line and to where they can sit down and they can easily flow their attention within and experience a deep state of peace and relaxation while remaining alert and awake, so not falling asleep or daydreaming. And from that foundation, ask, what am I? What is God? What is the nature of reality? And when you approach your practice from that state of clarity and peace, that foundation of clarity and peace, then you get good answers. Then you get spontaneous realizations. They're not things that you can probably talk about. They're not things that you actually understand with your mind. They're direct experiences. And this is the true goal of Kriya Yoga and any spiritual practice, to be able to do that. So first of all, before getting involved in any serious, committed spiritual practice, get your life in order. If you need to go to a psychologist to get your head straightened out, if you need to go to college to be able to provide for your resources, if you need to take classes on how to manage money well, or if you need to improve your relationships so they're not always bothering you or pestering you, you need to do those things first, because otherwise all you're going to be doing is cleaning yourself off in meditation and then going out in the world and throwing mud on yourself. And so you're not getting clearer, you're just constantly resetting yourself, which is fine, that's good, and that's helpful, especially in this world, you need to do that. But for the higher practices, for higher exploration, to understand the Yoga Sutras, which is the primary text explored in Kriya Yoga, continuing the lineage of enlightenment, to understand Vasista's yoga, to understand the Bhagavad Gita, you have to be clear inside, and not just occasionally wiping off the mud, but able to stay and maintain that state of clarity, to flow your awareness to what you want to know. So when you consider what you're doing and why you're doing it, put things into perspective. As you organize your life, as you get your body healthy, your relationships healthy, your finances healthy, at least so much so that they don't bother you or get in the way or distract you, then you can move into much deeper, intensive meditation practices. But in the meantime, while you're working at it, practicing breath awareness, mantra, self-inquiry every day, that'll naturally pull you into that direction. But that's not the end-all be-all. This is a holistic approach that we have to see here. And this is why a lot of these practices aren't really that popular, meaning actually doing them well. That's why people get involved in things more to be a part of a community. So they would rather be a part of a community and feel good and feel accepted. That's why they go to meditation groups or get involved in churches versus the actual work that it takes to make this happen. And that's okay. We all need friends, but that's not what it's all about. Also, when it comes to organizations and gurus, we can have a lack of, maybe we have a need for a father figure or a mother figure in our life, and so we project it onto a guru. And then we get a weird relationship going on, and instead of being focused on self-realization and self-inquiry and experiencing the direct truth of what we are, we get too caught up in the personality of the teacher or the lineage. So rather than doing the work, again, we're distracted by these outward things. The guru is within. So the clearer you get natural realizations, natural understanding. Someone might play that role in your life, but they are just a reflection of what is within you already. And if you're not clear enough to feel it within you already, then the guru or the teacher or the organization you get involved with, that will reflect your state of consciousness. So if you're not clear inside, you will get involved in some sort of teaching that is also not clear. So I advise focusing on yourself, really, doing the practices. And what are some simple practices? Learn the Soham mantra. Inhale, so, exhale, hum. Focus on that. Sit quietly for as long as you can. That's all you need. Simple practice. Learn to practice Sushumna breathing, circulating the life force through the spine. Do that. Go deep into meditation. See what happens. Do this on a consistent basis. And then let your own direct experiences be the guide. And if you need to check in with someone who's more experienced, that's fine. The way I like to look at it is, if you're going to build a house, you want to find someone who has success in building houses. So you want to find someone who's successful in what you want to know or do or be. If you know someone who's peaceful, who's collected, who's calm, who's poised, who has some semblance of self-knowledge, more so than you maybe, or than you think you have, go talk to them. Say, what did you do? How did you do it? And then apply it. Don't get caught up in the relationship. The relationship's not that big of a deal. It's applying what you learn. And the more you do that, you become more self-aware, more self-confident. You know what you are. And this whole process becomes much easier because you're living from within rather than from the projections of without. The next few videos, we'll see how this one goes, but the next few videos, we'll look at some specific meditation techniques that you can use. I would advise getting a copy of the Yoga Sutras because that's a prime Kriya Yoga text. A lot of people apply it to Hatha Yoga, which is fine, but really the Yoga Sutras are about exploring our inner states, our inner asana, our inner postures. And the study of that can help to clarify the mind and the consciousness too. And look at this whole practice as a long-term thing. This isn't something that you're going to say, I've been practicing for a month, or I've been practicing for 6 months, or even 2 years. Why aren't I enlightened yet? This is a long-term thing, and it takes consistent, steady repetition of the same tedious, boring thing over and over until you enjoy it. And once you enjoy it, it becomes very natural and very peaceful and very easy. So look at it as a long-term thing. There are no quick fixes. There's no magic bullets. There's no magical mantras. There's no magic, period. It's just like anything else. If you want to get good at something, you need to find people who know what they're doing, learn it from them. You need to practice with awareness, with diligence. You need to practice in a committed fashion with sincerity. Learn from your mistakes and keep going until you have the results that you want. So if you say, how long is it going to take? I'd say don't even bother, because if you need a time scale, you're focused on the wrong thing. You need to focus on, all right, what do I need to do? Not how long is it going to take, and then do it. So consider that. And if you have any questions, feel free to write. My email address is ryan@ashevillevedicastrology.com. I probably won't write very long, detailed emails in response because I do get a lot of emails, but I will be as direct as possible. And you can do it. It just takes time. It just takes work to figure all this out. But it's there. It's already within our consciousness. The process is already there. The world is already set up to make this happen. We just have to find out how to do it. So thank you, and I'll look forward to talking to you again soon.